So this is our third part of learning Tai Chi, action with simplicity or effortlessness. The first week, the first principle, we learned to raise our head. So the Shen lifts without any strength, without any force, lifting the crown of the head up. And last week we learned the second principle, to sink the chest and expand or raise the back. This idea of soft front and strong back, so that we're opening and accepting everything that comes into us, no matter what it might be. But we're also stable, dependable, holding with strength the people we care about, people in our community on our back. So now we get to the third week, and the third week is the principle of relax the waist. The waist is the steering wheel of the body. Our power generated from our feet is extended through our legs, controlled by the waist, expressed through our hands. So let's just start by rolling our weight to one side and then rolling to the other. And just notice in the way that I move that I am turning my shoulder and hip together, pressing down through the standing leg. Try to keep your chin in line with the chest. And sense that heaviness through the lower body. And we might start to just do a few general warm-ups to hopefully just relax our waist. Let's start with the simplest one. Arms just extending out. Just notice if your hip and shoulder are moving together. Let your arms be really heavy. Weight can shift from side to side. Press down through the balls of the feet. So you feel that sense of openness through the upper body, heaviness through the lower body. Let's see if we can shake out our arms. Let's try another one. This time we're going to roll our toes out and bring our hands up and then down. Keep your heel on the ground. Come back to the center and then roll our toes out and lift our arms up. So just go from side to side. Heels stay in the same spot. Arms come up. And just like before, see if you can sink down even as you raise your arms up. And you might like to visualize that idea of a weight as the steering wheel of the body. And we'll come back to the center, shake it out. bring our attention below the feet, press through the balls of the feet. We're just going to float the heels off the ground. Maybe a few times, pressing through all 10 toes. Let's just shift our weight onto one leg. We'll lift our heel, roll the ankle. And then whole body weight comes to the other side. Lift the heel, roll the ankle. And come back to the center. Let's take our arms down one side. Just let it be really heavy. We'll come back up through the center and then all the way down. Maybe bringing an arm over, just go a little deeper. And we'll come back up through the center. Let's roll the shoulders. Both directions. And we'll take our elbows out behind the body, turn the shoulder blades in, and then wrap the arms around. Let's lift hand into elbow over the head, and then all the way back down, hand to palm or palm to palm behind the lower lumbar spine. Take a breath here. Now let's do that a few more times. Opening, wrapping around, lifting up, bending out and down. And last time. All right. Our warm up today, we're going to work on this turning of the waist, and we'll do it in bow stance. So you might like to bend the front knee. Back knee is a little bent too. It's not locked in the knee. And back foot is turned in about 45 degrees. Front toes face the same direction as the knee. And make sure as you look down that your knee is stacked over the ankle. You should be able to still see your toes. And the first one, what we're going to do is just bring our arms across the chest. Turn all the way until you face the side of the body. Directly over that back hip. And then turn all the way until your hip bones are facing the front. And just see if you can observe what happens in your body as you do this movement. So you might think of it as a circular movement. You might think of it as a turning movement. And just listen to your breath. See if you can feel your chin move in line with the chest, shoulders with the hips. So my shoulders and hips face the front, and then my shoulders and hips turn around. Notice how steady you feel. So you should start to get this sense of thighs kind of drawing in towards each other as you come to the center. Press down through the feet. Notice if your shoulders feel like they're moving more than your hips. Just notice the feeling in your body. All right, let's step the feet together and we'll switch sides. Make sure your feet are wide enough apart for you to feel that steadiness. If you're in a line, if one leg is behind the other, you'll feel a little unbalanced. So you might need to take your feet a little wider. When you're ready, palms cross. Turn to the side. Shoulders and hips turn to the front. Listen to your breath. Start to bring your attention right into that adductor muscle on the inside of your thighs. Feel it kind of cinching in, drawing in. And just roll the hips and shoulders. Maybe one more time. We'll draw the legs back together. Switch sides again. This time we're going to see if we can extend that same movement so that our arms go in a big circle. So take your arms around to the side, follow with your hips, and then turn to the front. And see if you can have it so that your arms don't move beyond the range of movement as your hips. So they're just tracing the angle of your hips. Doesn't need to be a big movement with the arms. You might like to take attention beneath the balls of the feet again. Let's see if we can change direction of our circle. And one more time. And let's see if we can work out another way to move this hip placement of the body. Take your hands all the way, swing them behind as if you're about to swat a ball away in a sport. And we're going to take a breath in. As we sigh out, draw the hands open the arms wide, hips come to the front. Inhale, roll all the way back. Exhale, open out. Just notice how stable you feel. Moving with the breath. See if you can keep that hand and hip connection. Upper and lower body working together. One more time. And we'll step the feet forward, switch sides again. And let's start with those big circles. Make sure you've got enough width for the balance. And then we're going to take that arm circle, remembering not to move your arms any wider than your hips will allow. You might like to keep your hands or your eyes focused on your hands. How do we teach our body to act with simplicity? How do we teach our energy to flow without interruption from the stability of the earth right up through our body And let's change direction of our circles from front to the side. And we'll bring our arms down just like we did on the other side. Sweep both hands just behind the rear hip. Take a breath in. And as we sigh out, just follow your hand across the body. Open the hips. Inhale back. Exhale, open. Do one more time. All right, step the feet back together. Let's do a bit of work on our Tai Chi form. The third Tai Chi form is called brush, knee, and push. And this is in most of the different ways of doing Tai Chi. Very classic, very famous form. So we started with our commencing form. We moved on to repulse the monkey. And as you may remember, repulse the monkey, we follow our fingers out side to side, yin and yang, moving, controlling, transforming, creating each other. At the end of that form, we shift our weight onto one leg. We extend the arm out, leave this hand up high. We're going to take an empty step, heel and then toe, and then turn. Most important thing here is turning the back foot, turning the hips, and we press. So just get that sense of when you come across your back heel or your back hip is moving, your heel is moving, and the arms are just an expression of what's happening in the lower body. So most people do this and they tend to just wave their arms and their lower body stays in the same spot. But you'll notice my back heel is moving. And as my hips move, my arms just follow. All right, let's try that again. So we're going to start by coming into our empty step, but shifting weight onto one leg. Our arm is extended out, shoulder heavy, elbow heavy, about 45 degrees. And then we're going to bring this elbow close to the hand. All our weight, all our attention is on one leg. We step heel, toe. Now turn the hips, turn the heel. Just let your body sink into it. All right, we'll try again. Take as many times as you need just to get the foundational feeling in the body. Weight on one leg, sink down, relax the waist. Take a breath as we sigh out. Heel, toe, turning, pushing. Notice that we're not leaning into it. This hand stays strong and solid by the dantian, the lower hand. All right, one more time. When you're ready. All right, let's see if we can do our whole form. We'll just keep going and we'll go from side to side. Brush knee and push is such a core exercise. You can do it many, many times and you'll probably always find new things. So let's start with just listening to the body. You might find the yum climb point below your big toe or below the ball of the foot. Press down through that point, through the toes. Sink down. Crown of the head is still lifting up. Shoulders are heavy. Shift the weight to one leg. When you're ready, step out. Heel, toe, turn the heel at the back. Press out. Now we're going to lean back. Lift the toes. Keep this hand up in the air. Come a little bit pigeon-toed with the toe. Extend the arm out. Shift the weight to the other side. And now we're on our other side. Let's take a breath. Sinking down. Turning the back heel. Turning the waist. Lean back. Leave the arm up. Turn the toes in. Shift the weight. Slow everything down if you can. And you drop your shoulders, drop your elbows, sink down. And let's just see if we can find a little bit of a flow here. Slowing everything down, listening to the body. And you feel, as you keep going through the form, this sense of the waist relaxing. Right, and we'll come back into the center. We might shake it out. Just bring our palms onto the body. Just notice how we feel. We come back to our Wuji stance, our stance of emptiness. And from Wuji comes Tai Chi, this idea of teaching ourselves how to act, but with simplicity of movement. How do we find this simplicity? Through practice. Again and again until our body knows what to do, our intuition knows what to do, beyond mind, beyond remembering. Our bones stacking, our tendons, ligaments, muscles, everything working together. Mind and body moving as one. Right, so we're going to see if we can do a little bit of revision of the first couple of forms leading into the brush knee and push. We'll start with our commencing form, bringing the legs together, arms by the side. You might like to just bring your attention inwards, press through the balls of the feet, sink down. When you're ready, make sure all the weight is on one leg. Slowly extend The other leg out, toes, then heel. Float the body across, shifting the weight as we find our next breath and our palms rise up and then sinking down. Second form, repulsing the monkey. We draw the hand in towards the ear, press out from the center line of the body. Find that yin yang with the hands. And then we shift our weight. Now we're up to our brush knee and push. Leaning back, lifting the toes. And we'll come back to the center. All right, let's do that whole thing again. This time, see if you can bring all your attention just to the waist. This idea of sung, of relaxing the waist, letting everything be heavy. Waist is our steering wheel. If we don't have a steering wheel, we just are going in any direction without a sense of purpose, without a sense of unity of idea. So let's start from the start again. And let's see if we can, in all three forms, keep our sense of waist relaxing. So in our commencing form, we're sinking down. When we shift our weight, our waist has to be heavy. Step out. Our arms rise and fall. Waist is still heavy. Let's repulse the monkey. It starts to turn. And now we're going to brush knee and push. Bigger turn of the waist. And we'll come back to the center. Shake it out. All right. Let's come right back to where we started the session with this idea of just rolling the waist. And you might like to just roll the shoulders back, roll the hips back. Just let everything be heavy, loose. Let's swing our arms right across the body. So from our first three lessons, we've learned that we lift the spirit through the crown of the head. So just notice if your neck is long, your shoulders heavy, eye gaze is up. And then we've learned to sink our chest. So not shoulders back, just feeling the chest sinking and the back expanding. And now today we've learned this idea of just relaxing the waist. Try one more swinging arms. We'll take our arms out wide. And this time just one across the front, one across the back. Let your waist sink down. Notice if the hip bones are kind of rolling back, rolling forward. No pressure on the knees. Weight is very subtly shifting from one side to the other. Hopefully waist is sung now. We'll see. Let's shake it out. All right, we'll have one more go at the form itself, and then we'll do the first three forms all in a row. Let's start. We're going to shift our weight onto one side, and our arm will be up because we finished our repulsor monkey form, as you know. So our arm will be up in front of the body. We're going to be lifting this arm, elbow heavy, 45 degrees. So this hand and this elbow close to meeting. Sink down, drop down, take a breath. When you're ready, heel and then toe. Turn the hips, turn the heel at the back. Lean back, lift the toes, shift the weight. Stand the arm up. So again, hand nearly meets the elbow. We step out, heel, toe, turn the hips, turn the heel at the back. Let's just keep going for a little while. Maybe one more. Now we'll come back. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. Okay, some of the common mistakes with this form that you see quite a lot. When you're starting in this form, this arm tends to scoop out. The elbow rises, which means that tension comes into the shoulder. So keep this shoulder, keep this elbow heavy as you take your arm out. This hand will stay high. Now, as we step out, heel and toe, shift your weight only when the whole foot is on the ground. A lot of people tend to take the toes down as their body comes forward. Take your toe down. At this point, we're just turning our waist, turning our heel at the back. So notice this heel is lifting, and this feeling of energy of the thighs is moving towards each other. And if you like, you can just practice the footwork, no arms. Thighs drawing in. We're shifting our weight from side to side. So quite often you see back heel is static. I should mention too that my Tai Chi teacher says no barefoot, you need shoes on. So please don't take the fact that I'm barefoot as this is the Tai Chi way. You need to be able to move your heel and keep it stable on the ground. All right, let's do first three forms all in a row. We'll see how we go. We'll come into our commencing form. So bring your legs together, arms by the side of the body, shoulders are heavy, chest is open. You might like to take a deep breath in and out. And you're ready? Floating out. Let's come back to the center. Draw our palms together, create last little bit of heat. You might like to bring them into heart center. Take a moment in gratitude for choosing to practice on this day. And then, as we always do with Tai Chi, we're going to gather in energy of the world. Loose fist comes into open palm. And let's bow to each other.